Hey everyone, I'm Jazmin Laugh Boys with Remax River City, and I'm jazzed to bring you episode number 4 of Java with Jazmin. Today we are going to chat with Kelsey Vankosky, fabulous friend of mine, also mortgage broker. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. It's Jazmin, and here I am sitting with the beautiful Kelsey Vankosky. Thanks for having me interview you.
No problem. Thanks for asking. It was an honor.
Sweet. So just a fun fact, Kelsey is a friend of mine, but also she is a badass mortgage broker. So just a little shameless plug there. If you need some mortgage questions answered, hit her up. We'll put her links and stuff in the video after. You can watch it later. She is a resident of Stony Plain and she's lived here for quite a few years. So let me know why you chose to buy a house in Stony Plain and why you like living here.
So I've been here since we actually lived on an acreage for a couple years back when I was in high school. We moved into the city. My parents actually lived just down the street from me.
Yeah.
Yes, those strings will probably never be cut. But when we were looking at buying a house, we were going back and forth between Spruce Grove or possibly moving into Edmonton. I work in the city and I also work from home. But I love the small town life. I lived on a farm basically all my life. I love the quiet and I love the fact that, when you talk to your neighbors, you can actually have an actual conversation. You get to know your neighbors. And of course, with COVID, once it's over, it's actually like you're able to, visit with them and actually have a relationship and build a relationship. And I find that the mentality out here is way more friendly and I feel comfortable. I'm not afraid to, walk by myself or, I'm not always looking over my shoulder and I'm not always, I know that, the people around in the community will look out for you. So that's really comforting to me. And I mean, that's always going to be comforting to me and I would love to raise my kids here eventually. So
yeah. Another fun fact, this house that they bought was actually a listing of mine and lovely lady lived here before and all this little small pieces of a puzzle kind of just all fell into place. So
the funny part about it was as Jazmin had mentioned, I am a mortgage broker, so I did an open house with you here.
You saw it at the open house
and
we did.
Well, yeah, and I walked in and I literally we weren't even in the market we were talking about buying a house, and then I walked in for the open house and I fell in love. I literally called my fiance after 5 minutes of being here and I said, I found our house. Like, this is it. So we called Jazmin and said, Kate, we want to see this house again. So we kind of started things in the process and literally it went from 0 to 150 in 2.7 seconds.
Yeah, you guys bought and moved. It was like a month or something.
Yeah, well, yeah. So
crazy.
It was just, like I said, we walked in and it was pretty much everything that I wanted. It wasn't a cookie cutter home. It had what I needed and I fell in love. So.
Yeah. So open houses work, okay?
Totally. Even if it's for the mortgage broker.
Yeah, you never know who's going to want to buy the house. Cool. So a couple of other things. Since you're a mortgage broker, you guys have just recently gotten a puppy. What's something that's maybe a little bit chaotic but also beautiful about your everyday life?
Oh man, the chaotic list is way too long. But like you had mentioned, we just got a puppy. Being self-employed, especially with COVID, it's been nice because I can work a little bit more from home, which is why we got the puppy when we did. It's just the chaotic is the busy days, the longer days, and having a couple of other things, having life and work, and then I also run a music studio out of the house, which is pretty cool. So that and then my fiance is in the oil industry and he's gone sometimes for longer periods of time. So chaotic and beautiful is I like having my alone time. But I do 100% appreciate when he's home and he can help me with everything. So
definitely nice.
Chaotic, I don't know. I find that, in chaos, there is that stillness, those moments that you can find that stillness. It's truly that's when you can appreciate the things. And that's honestly, to be 100% honest, being in the neighborhood and stuff, I can go outside and stand out there, and my neighbors have, this tree that is like literally full of birds, so I can listen to them chirping, and it just
that's beautiful.
brings me back to, being on the farms and, the acreages and stuff that we used to live on. So again, that's where going back to that whole small town feeling, you wouldn't get that in the city.
No, definitely not. Cool.
Yeah.
So segue, fun fact, another thing about Kelsey is that she is in the music industry in a way.
Yeah.
Tell me what it is that you specialize in that people maybe not know about you, but I think is really cool.
Well, funny story. Aside from mortgage brokering, I am way on the opposite side. I got my Bachelor of Music in opera. So I studied classical music for 4 years.
Wow.
I've been doing piano and singing ever since I was 6. So dear Lord, 20 years now. But it's kind of my getaway. And it's having a music studio. I love teaching, because being able to get to see kids faces light up when they get something, or they understand something, or they get to sing or play the song that they want to. It's just see, this is why I do it.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Do you feel it gives you that creative outlet that gives you more of that calm versus the chaos that maybe we feel in the real estate industry?
Yeah, it does. I haven't been tapping into it as much as I would like to.
Yeah.
But it is, it is 100% an escape. And even just listening to music and having music, I have music constantly going. So it is 100% a creative escape, and it's a breathing thing. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet. I have a question for you in regards to community. You say you like teaching kids music. Is there anything that you feel that you like to do aside from just teaching with your music as an art piece or an art form that helps make our communities a better space?
I 100% I believe in giving kids as well as people an opportunity to share their talent. I mean, I honestly, especially now, it's going to be even harder.
Yeah.
But having those outs that people can show their talent and stuff. I mean, there's not enough of those, especially for kids. I mean, yes, there's festivals, and yes, there's talent shows in schools and stuff, but I mean, to have the opportunity to perform in front of people is just, it's nerve-wracking, absolutely, but it builds so much, and it builds so much confidence and so much confidence around you and in yourself, that it just if there was a little bit more of that, I think that it would make a huge difference, especially for kids that are not always, I don't know, when I was a music kid in school, I was an outsider. So, when you can go and be appreciated for being able to, have a talent, or you have a talent that you can show and people appreciate you, it just, instills that inside you that you're like, okay, you know what? I'm not an outsider. People do appreciate me.
Gives you that worth.
Yeah.
And feeling of more confidence, I guess, too.
Absolutely.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
You can help instill that in the children that you work with, which I think is really neat.
Yeah.
And important.
Yes.
Especially with children depression rates and stuff kind of skyrocketing the last little while. So
yes.
That's cool. Thanks for doing that. I guess to close off, I always like to ask people, is there something that you would like to ask me? Is there a question you have for me? Anything?
I know that you're doing, you're wanting to get a lot more feel for the, the tri-area and stuff. So what made you do that? What made you, go out and get that feel and talk to, people like me and anyone else that you're, chatting with? I would like to know what made you, basically lit that fire to do that.
I love the communities. I grew up here in Stony Plain, and I live in Spruce Grove now, and I want to, not that this necessarily gives back in a certain way, but I think a community is only as strong as the people that are in it. And although I do real estate, most of what I do is because of the people that I work with, not because of the houses that I sell. So I feel like this gives me a different way to connect with people in the community and then showcase why I love living here, why I love working with these people. And hopefully, especially right now with COVID and having to do, more isolation, there's less activities going on, maybe we can just be able to connect virtually through this form to other people that are maybe going through similar trials or successes, but just a way to connect, which is what I feel community is about people connecting and being there through, the thick and thin. So
yeah,
that's kind of where it's come from, I guess.
Cool. Yeah, it's nice to see, especially, I don't know about anyone else, but this year has been
It's a doozy.
So yeah, no, so that's awesome. I think that's really great.
Cool. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Kelsey.
You're so welcome.
Yeah, if you need a mortgage, give her a call.
I'm your girl.
And if you need a house, give me a call or a text.